Hello, Baggies fans. Welcome to expressandstart.com. My name is Jonny Drury. I'm here at the Hawthorns alongside correspondent Lewis Cox after Albion produced a Boxing Day response to that dreadful trip to Middlesbrough, which you know nothing about. They've won 1-0 here against Norwich today. A 1-0 win against informed Norwich. Goal coming from Brandon Thomas-Asante in the second half. Coxie, it could and should have been more, but like Carlos Corberan has just said in there, they produced a response and, you know, a win's a win.
Yeah, I thought it was really good today, actually. I thought it was among the better performances of the season, maybe. 1-0 flattered Norwich, probably just as 1-0 flattered Middlesbrough the other day.
Yeah.
Performance-wise, I mean, caveat of not being there, but having heard and read all about it, performance-wise, chalk and cheese, a real reaction. Albion should have had at least two, shouldn't they, really? 3-0. It should never have been close at the end. It wasn't close at the end. Alex Palmer's had one save to make, hasn't he? But as well as the victory, which was really important. It's so tight in the table, isn't it? So teams come and go, form fluctuates, and you think, so many teams could overtake Albion today. They might drop out of this, top six or whatever. And just important in that regard in this spell. Leeds coming on Friday. So all important results. But with that as well, the performance level of a few key players thought was quite high today, really high actually for a couple, the best we've seen them for a while. So that was important because if they can stay fit and available and performing somewhere close to that on a regular basis, I think Albion will be fine and where they want to be.
Yeah, like you say there, going into this game, if Norwich would have won today, they would have leaped for Albion could have dropped to 9th today. They needed a response after Saturday. They got that. And I thought there was one man in particular who returned to the side and was a catalyst for not just Albion's display collectively, but almost brought the best out of his teammates as well.
John Swift.
Oh,
yeah, fine. Well, yes, absolutely.
We're going to say someone else.
No, absolutely. But I thought, I thought Jed Wallace was as good, if not even better than Swift today. But everything seemed to centre around Swift, didn't it? That first half, must have had half a dozen efforts at goal on his own first half. I mean, the spectacular one that hit the post was just, Wallace creates it, but it was just Swift's talent and just moment of magic. And if that drops in the far post, I mean, I think we're talking about one of Albion's goals of the season. If not, I thought it was that good, really. We'll get on to Wallace, but you're right about Swift. I mean, I think I've said before, and it's especially true at home. It maybe should be more so away, but when Swift plays well and his sort of swagger and confidence is there and tries things, then I think it works for Albion. Albion play well and create things and make things happen. And Corberan said to me in there, when you're playing against teams that have come to sit low, and obviously Norwich had to do that with 10 men. We'll get onto that first half red card, which was a bit weird. The likes of Swift and his creativity and accuracy with passes and that is so key, and it was today. And hopefully he's over the injury now. Obviously the injury returned, then the injury returned, and it was all a bit niggling, wasn't it, and awkward, and he had to miss out again, and Albion had missed him since October. If he can be over that now and retain some level of consistent fitness and try and reach those performance levels, like, he's not going to play like that every week. He's just not, isn't he? Otherwise it'd be in the Premier League. But if he can chuck some more closer performances to that in on a consistent basis, then again I think Albion will be singing in attack, really. And a word for Wallace again, I think is arguably one of, if not his best performances of the season for me. Played part in the goal, didn't he? Hung across up that Diangana won the header for Thomas-Asante, and just everything Swift was on the end of, Wallace created. Just thought Wallace was excellent. His delivery is excellent, his speed, and he's back as well, and that's crucial, isn't it? I mean, if those two are at their level, wow. I mean, we just haven't had it enough, have we? Haven't had it enough, and hopefully it'll come. No bigger game than Friday night, is there? Really? Let's be honest. 4th against 5th.
Yeah.
And if those two are on song, then I don't know. Would you bet against Albion here Friday night?
Well, you would back Albion. Just we'll talk about that game finally. You would back Albion at home against any side. They produced a real response today, but it shows, doesn't it, Coxie? They've got a response today. Everyone was down in the dumps after Saturday, and it looked like Albion today could potentially. Well, you weren't, but but it looked as if Albion might potentially drop out of the playoff places today. But they beat Leeds here on Friday. They're 3 points behind Leeds, who are very much still a automatic promotion chasing contender. Carlos Corberan spoke in there about consistency across the championship, and that's what's key. And if Albion can knit some consistency together, starting now, because we went into this on the back of, I think it was 1 win in 5. If they can start now to just build a bit more consistency again, you know, and doing that on Friday against Leeds would be a fantastic way to continue that.
I mean, Friday night's going to be hard, isn't it? Let's make no bones about that. I mean, Leeds had a shocker today in the early kickoff, didn't they? But Corberan's read through their squad there. You know, the depth of attacking talent is a joke, isn't it? Frankly, and they'll be without Meslier, won't they, in goal on Friday because of the keeper's red card today. So that's something. I don't like to bet against Albion here against anyone, to be honest. I fancy them here against whoever. I think on the back of today, feels like a step forward today in momentum today. Hopefully, I can't really comment that much for Saturday, but that word response today, they could have gone under on the back of Middlesbrough, I think, and could have tailed away maybe, but they did the opposite, really, didn't they? I think from 5 minutes in today, they looked hungry at it. Played with real intensity, and if they can, they really need to match that on Friday night. And I think you'd like to hope, with it being Leeds, night game under the lights, you know what the away end's going to be like, big TV game, all of that. Corberan's old club. It was a decent one at Ellen Road, wasn't it, Friday night earlier in the season? And I think it feels like a massive game. It's a meeting of two giants of this division, isn't it, on Friday night? And has a potential to be great. I mean, Albion's record here under Corberan is sparkling, isn't it? And Leeds won't fancy coming here too much, will they? I don't think. They won't be in a rush to come here. And I think, yes, today, should have been 2-0, 3-0, really, performance-wise. Obviously, Norwich, 10 men, didn't show up at all, did they, really? And Albion were on top throughout. But I think Albion have really grown some sort of, hopefully, momentum and from today, and I think they can take that forward onto Friday. And then things, we go to Swansea on a week today, is it? I've lost track of days. Next Monday, New Year's Day, I go to Swansea, and then things ease a bit, don't they? FA Cup, and then another week without a game. So it's get through Leeds and Swansea and take 4 points. Can we be greedy and take 6?
I think most people would snap your hand off for that now.
Well, yeah,
next 2.
Yeah,
certainly.
But yeah, a lot of positives to take, I think, today from individual perspective in terms of performance and the collective, really, because Norwich are no mugs. Yeah, they had a slow start, didn't they, under Wagner, but have really
won the field for today.
Well, there you go. Yeah, really turned it around, and looked like they, how tight and how big is the group of clubs that are bearing down on 6. And Corberan's made a point in there, and it's sort of goes against what we do, but it's like, what's the point in the chatter about the table and where you're going to be in the table when every fixture so and so loses to so and so, and it's just changes. He was talking about how Cov would right down there at the bottom of the table and now pushing for the playoffs, and he gave more examples as well, and it's true, isn't it? Really, it's not always the case, but specifically this season, that bunch of Albion and 5th and below. No, wrong, they can reel Leeds in 6 points. But that 5th and below, it's crazy, isn't it? To 16, 4th, 17th, wherever it is in the table, and it's hard not to. But then we want to look at the table and nitpick, don't we? And think,
what we have to do.
We can go to here or drop to here, or But yeah, there's no doubt there's a huge night. What did I call it? Humdinger. Humdinger in the Black Country on Friday night is what we like.
Yeah, Humdinger on Friday. It wasn't quite a Boxing Day bonanza today, but it was a big response and a big 3 points for Albion. Final score here at Hawthorns. Albion 1, Norwich 0. All the rest of the reaction, go to expressandstar.com.